Good morning, everybody. It's COOLA from Rawstocks. We have another version of our pre-market prep. Today, we're going to make this an express version. I've got an appointment I need to make, and so we're going to make this very quick. So yesterday, we saw a nice little pop off of the daily 4 on the S&P, and we are attempting to get another expansion off this level. But is it time? We're going to find out. Let's take a look at the data, and let's dive right into it. So quick shout out to our sponsors, Black Box Stocks and Game Edge. Without those guys, we would not be able to provide this data to you guys every single day. So make sure you go and support those guys and visit the links in our bios. All right. So today, data-wise, this is I might have messed that up. Oh, I got it. Good trades balance right here. Job openings a drop at 9 o'clock. So watch for some type of level reversal 30 minutes into open. But good trades balance. Clearly seeing this actually drop a little bit below their forecast. Or pick up a little bit over last month. So interesting to see that. Prelim wholesale inventories actually seeing a little bit of a pop here. So maybe not so anticipating such a pullback in regards to the GDP. So that could give you insight into tomorrow. And we see prelim wholesale inventories month over month. They're picking up in that. So that's probably going to tell us that, well, this might have been bad, but they're going to talk about forecast into the next quarter. And that may give us some type of insight saying that this may not be bullshit right here when we had -5% last month. All right. So be aware at 9 o'clock, 30 minutes after the open, you'll see a potential adjustment, data drop, all that can happen. Okay. All right, let's jump right into it. I'm going straight into intraday levels here on SPX. Pull this over. Okay, full complex here is called dominated 6,500 to 6,505. Demand here, same thing. It's been still very much net positive here for the move up towards 6,500. Today it's a call dominated camera condition 6,400 to 6,370 on the range here. Nothing significant, but those are our barriers right there. Any move over the top of that could likely be some type of level of squeeze. All right, so let's pull this up. I already kind of adjusted this on my chart. You can see into 6,400, which let me take a look real quick, see if we're over it still. We're going to be right here at the previous day's high. Okay, so that's going to put us right around that on SPX, right into our resistance here, right? So keep an eye on how we interact with 6,400 as we open. If we slip that, there's going to be a couple different areas I think you need to watch, okay? So this is going to be your previous week high right here at 63.95. You're going to see how it interacts with that first if we slip that, and then you might find some type level of bounce here. I think anything under 6,400, I'm looking to go short here, looking for it to potentially slide back down towards 63.85, which is our daily pivot today. Any move to the downside here would be shocking. Okay, I think you have to say 63.85 is going to hold. We swung some calls looking for this thing to get this move right here and potentially the expansion outside of our gamma, outside of our options range for today. So this is the range, bullish over 63.85. And now let's take a look at SPY real quick. I didn't update this, or maybe I did. I didn't. Okay, so 63.85, or excuse me, 636 is actually going to be our pivot today, daily pivot. So that means this consolidation down here is our upside. The floor is all the way down at 632, so that's kind of interesting that that's where it's at. I'm going to bet that that has no chance of getting there unless we have some type of VIX event. But for the sake of this, I'm going to mark it out, saying that's our range, but I don't think that we will get underneath our zero gex right here by any means. I think this would be the low of the day at 635, worst case scenario. But So the expansion is 640. So let's see. Let me pull this up real quick. So on SPX, 640. Let's draw this out real quick, or at least let me mark this out. 6 right here. This is going to be your SPY resistant, SPY gamma resistance right here. Okay, so need to keep that in mind, that is where the breakout is for the upside. So SPY has this up here. We're going to see that this is going to be the resistance on the SPX. If we smash it, like let's say we hold it, watch for the upside towards 64.20, and then you could see some relative sell down from there. Okay, I would not be surprised to see some level. We talked about a potential head and shoulders into this move right here. We didn't get the pullback towards the neckline, so we're getting the expansion. Watch the next level would be right here at 64.20 for some type of move. It's coming, y'all. It is coming. I assure you, a 5% pullback is probably in the look, or in the within the next month is coming. I just don't think we're going to make it all the way to 6,500. I think we're going to get some level of pullback before we actually get to that level. So before everyone sees the eyes on the target, you'll start to see that kind of fade. We're already starting to see a little bit of the fuel die out, but nevertheless, this is what we're looking for. It's under 6,400. You go short into, say, 63.85. I don't think it's going to slip it all the way, but we are definitely losing some momentum as we progress here. Oh, let me finish out SPY. I'm sorry, y'all. So yeah, so anything over 636, anything over 636 is bullish to 640. You have to leave it that way. And realistically, I would use SPX's 63.85, which is a little bit higher than that. I would use that as your potential bearish daily pivot. Okay. NVIDIA. We're seeing the expansion into 180. We talked about this, where we'd start to see this was some of the best expansion data that we've seen on NVIDIA in quite some time. We're getting to that 180 level, which is substantial here. All right. I think we're going to find ourselves pumping the brakes into 180 today, but it could be wrong. Okay, I could be wrong. If we do find ourselves popping over 180, 185 is just as strong. Okay, and when you look at these are virtually equal here, and we're in positive territory at 172.5. So as we were testing into that 172.5, this was just being bought up. Well, we're seeing that expansion now all the way up to 185 up here. This is our level past 180 that you'd see some level of gamma squeeze into. So the walls here, it's just the largest one, but we have a ascending gamma wall that is actually all the way up towards 185. But I think we're going to find ourselves pumping the brakes a little bit today. It's going to be the title today, is pumping the brakes. And I think 180 is going to be a pretty decent barrier for NVIDIA, and it will likely draw us down into some level of, chop here. I do not think we'll get over the top of this, but do not be shocked if we get over the top of it and you see it expand all the way to 185. Okay, do not be shocked. I think 180 is going to cause us some problems. I think we'll probably find ourselves chopping, maybe even find ourselves returning back towards, say, like the open, or maybe even get some level of pullback towards 175-ish, right? Okay. Tesla, nice little squeeze yesterday. We talked about the range was up to 320. Saw it expand out towards 325, where we talked about the previous day's high. And we thought that would be it. It actually expanded all the way up towards 330, and ultimately got sniped a little bit there. But as of right now, we're sitting at 325. The data here, it really isn't great for a continuation. Last I looked, let me see. That was last night. Let me look. Call dominated 350 to 300, still remains the same. In bullish territory here at 317.5 is their daily pivot. So this is going to come up to 317.5 here. We'll leave it right there. We talked about buying in towards this 315 yesterday. Got the dip down towards 315.70. If you took advantage of that, you really dominated. We had a couple people make over 200% on their plays from that in the Discord, and ultimately they could have made a little bit more had they, virtually shut it down a little bit earlier. But they were waiting to see if we got continuation. So short term, 350 still remains the upside. You're starting to see a little bit of shorts here at 327. Some people looking to find this thing to pull back probably towards that 320, 317 mark. We'll see how this reacts, but we are seeing some overhead shorts here into this range, and it does have a positive net gex here, but it is not very one way. Let's put it that way. We've seen this much more one-sided, looking to get bullish. We're not seeing that today. Tesla again pumped the brakes today, so we're looking at a potential buy the dip towards 320 and 317, and then if we get the hold there, then absolutely watch for some level of bounce towards 330. But wouldn't be surprised to see this thing come running up towards 330, having issues here. But again, if we do break through that, I would imagine we're going to see a high level squeeze today towards the top of this liquidity up here towards 338, 340. And then realistically, I could see us squeezing all the way towards 350 in a singular day if we break through 330. That wouldn't surprise me one bit. Okay, so keep an eye on 330 here, as that is something that we need to watch. The full expansion is here to 350 for the range. Oop. Did I read this wrong? No, I'm not counting 327.5. I'm not going to do that. This is saying this. We're full on bull at 317. So I'm going to leave this here. Just know there's another trigger here. I'll put another trigger here at 327.5. I'll put it at 330. We're going to put this as the go pivot. All right, so this virtually means that we break over the top of this. We have the expansion possibility up towards 350 on Tesla. Wouldn't be surprised to see that, but I think 330 is going to hold up, and we'll see some type of range between 330 and 317.5. More likely than we do see the expansion towards 350. So guys, that covers it for today. Hopefully this was insightful. Hopefully this express version, trying to run through this, wasn't too bad for you. I'm starting to think that a lot of people just fast forward into pieces anyway. So I'm going to look for ways to try to cut it down, make it a little bit faster, make it a little bit more easier to digest. So thanks for tuning in. Yeah, make sure you follow us and subscribe, and we'll catch you later.